Hey, Mikey, your mom got you the wrong Lost Boys costume.
I don't know, man. It says it on the package.
You look like an elf.
You're one to talk. You should look like you be in a vegetable ad.
Nuh-uh, I wanted to be in this costume. I look like Robin Hood.
You wanted to be a vampire. We both wanted to be vampires.
Nuh-uh, I wanted to be a green this.
You're lying.
I'm not lying.
I'm gonna nurple you.
Okay, I wanted to be a vampire. Oh! Hey, check out this Chinese takeout container.
Ew, it's gross. Where did you get that? It looks like it's got maggots.
I found it in a dumpster and it does have maggots in it. I don't have to use any vampire magic or anything. Dare you eat one?
That's gross. Get it away from me. I'm gonna chuck it off a bridge.
You know, I hung off a bridge and let go and didn't die.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah-huh.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah-huh. I did let go and I didn't die and I'm here.
You didn't, and you're lying, and I'm gonna nurple you.
Okay, I didn't. Oh! Hey, check out this rat. I taxi cabbed it myself.
That's gross, and it's taxidermy.
It's like the taxidermy animals that Grandpa makes for Corey Haim, and I taxidermied it myself.
You didn't. It's dead, and it's gross.
I did it just like Grandpa.
Put that down. It's a dead rat. It's like it's got maggots.
It is maggots.
Ew, it's gross.
Dare me to lick it? I licked one earlier.
No, you didn't.
I did too.
You didn't, and you're lying.
I did. I'm not lying, and they're eating my insides. Oh, ugh. You don't have to do it so hard. Hey, check out these vampire teeth. They got blood on them.
No way. What kind of blood is that?
It's not real blood. It's just the juice from maraschino cherries.
Wow, it makes it taste good too. Where did you get that juice? My dad uses maraschino in his Roy Rogers.
Where do you think I got it? I dumped out all the cherries in the cabinet and I took the juice.
Oh man, you can really taste the cherry.
Oh man, here comes the dad. Run! Welcome to another episode of And Now Our Feature Presentation.
Where we don't just love 80s and 90s movies,
We live them. I'm Josh Sanchez. I am also afraid of taxidermy.
I'm Carey Williams. I eat the maggots anyway.
Oh, this next film follows two teenage brothers who moved with their divorced mother to a fictional town of Santa Carla, California, only to discover that the town is a haven for vampires. Oh my gosh. This next movie is, of course,
The Lost Boys.
All right, let's talk about the movie.
The Lost Boys was released by Warner Brothers Pictures on July 31st, 1987 with a production budget of $8.5 million. The Lost Boys opened at number 2 during its opening weekend with a domestic gross of over $5.2 million, grossing over $32 million worldwide. It was a critical and commercial success.
That is insane. The success of the film 21 years after its release spawned a franchise with two low-budget sequels, Lost Boys The Tribe in 2008 and Lost Boys The Thirst in 2010, and two comic book series. Did not even know that.
I didn't know about the comics.
It's really great. The title is a reference to the Lost Boys and Sir James Matthew Barrie's Scottish novelist and playwright, best remembered as the creator of Peter Pan or The Boy Who Wouldn't Grow Up, a 1904 West End fairy play about an ageless boy and his adventures to Neverland who, like vampires, never grows up. And I did not know that. It's just crazy.
It is crazy. I also never grew up.
It's funny. In December 2024, more than 180 feet of the end of the Santa Cruz Municipal Wharf collapsed into the ocean. The end of the wharf was under construction at the time of the collapse. Two workers went into the ocean. No one was seriously hurt, and they're hoping to begin repairs by this month, October 2025, and have repairs done in early 2026. And the wharf is, of course, the iconic scene where like most of this stuff is filmed. So This is Corey Haim and Corey Feldman's first film together, which marked the start of a popular 1980s trend,
The Two
Coreys, in which Feldman and Haim starred together in a number of teenage films. The new location of the Atlantis Fantasy World comic book store, which is featured in the film, is owned by Joe Ferreira II, who still carries the original #1 issue of Vampires Everywhere that Sam reads in the film. The comic was created only for the film, and its opening page is signed by all the cast members from the movie. The owner, Joe Ferreira II, allows any shopper to hold it and takes photos with it.
That's crazy. Like that was something I didn't know about. It's so neat that he lets people hold it too.
Yeah. Corey Haim jammed with his co-stars between takes and enjoyed the large prop room. Excluded from nightly parties held by the other actors, Haim bonded with Feldman as they stayed in the hotel watching movies, and they visited local arcades. That's so cool.
That is cool.
The movie didn't originally end on a joke. After the scene with Grandpa at the refrigerator, it was supposed to cut to surviving Lost Boys regrouping in the sunken hotel. The last shot was of a mural on the wall made in the early 1900s with Max in it, looking exactly the same as he did today. All of this appeared in early drafts of the script, but ultimately...
The joke kills it, though. You have to end it on the joke.
The original screenplay, written by Jan Fisher and James Jeremias, was originally about a bunch of Goonies-type 5th and 6th grade. What does everyone think?
So many people reference the Goonies.
I mean, it's such an iconic.
I love the Goonies,
it's such an
but it's like
movie.
Not everything's the Goonies.
Yep. With the Frog Brothers being chubby 8-year-old Cub Scouts and Star being a boy instead of a love interest. The original inspiration came from James, who caught up with the notion that Peter Pan could fly, visited Wendy and her brothers at night, and never grew old. The simple notion that Peter Pan was a vampire was the genesis of the story.
It is cool to think of Peter Pan as being a vampire.
Yeah, that is really cool. In the first draft of the script, the character of David was originally named Peter, and the other characters also names from Peter Pan's story. In the final draft, many of the name changes were made, but originally the two brothers were Michael and John, which was later changed to Sam. The mother's name was Wendy.
I think it would have been a little too much comparison. I think they would have maybe found themselves in some legal trouble.
Just as a kid, I never put 2 and 2 together.
I didn't
the
either.
Lost Boys and Peter Pan.
This was the Lost Boys to me, not Peter Pan. Peter Pan was Peter Pan, and this was the Lost Boys.
And the most obvious nod to Peter Pan in the story is the dog Nanook, inspired by the character Nana, the dog. The grandfather character was never a part of the original story, but later created in a draft by Jeffrey Boehm, who was hired to do a final rewrite. Joel Schumacher hated the idea and told the producers that he would only sign on if he could change them to teenagers, as he thought that they would be much sexier and more interesting.
Joel Schumacher's like, we need sexy teenagers.
Man, you got a lot of sexy teenagers in there, apparently. The merry-go-round sequence foreshadows the order in which the Lost Boys die.
That's
which
a new
I thought
one to
was
me.
really
That's
cool.
a
I
cool
did
way
not
of
know
doing
that.
it.
Marco dies first, Paul second, Dwayne third, and David last. Gerard McMahon wrote the theme song, Cry Little Sister, after reading the script without seeing the film.
And that's nuts.
That is his
Cry Little Sister is the Lost Boys. Like that song is just amazing.
It's amazing.
And it's peppered throughout that movie.
In the Cave of the Lost Boys, you can see a poster of Jim Morrison, who recorded the original version of People Are Strange with the Doors. Also, when Star and Laddie are being carried into Sam's room, you can see a poster of Echo and the Bunnymen, who recorded the version used in the movie. That's so cool. Little nice little things in there. This is the second film that Corey Feldman starred in with Kiefer Sutherland, where Feldman was the hero and Sutherland was the villain. The first film is Stand By Me in 1986, and these films were filmed back-to-back in 86 and 87, respectively.
Little Carey was definitely frustrated with Kiefer Sutherland in the 80s because he's a villain in this and in that.
Yeah.
And like, I appreciate him as that villain now, but back then I was like, what are you doing, guy?
This is nuts to me.
Yes.
Jim Carrey was originally considered for the role of David.
I can't even imagine.
Oh my gosh!
He was previously in a movie called Once Bitten in 1985, where he is a vampire, but I mean, it's not quite the same tone. You just think, all I could think of as soon as we read that one was like the masked character, and he's just like sucking as like David.
Max momentarily freaks out when he sees his own reflection. It's because he normally can't see it, as he only has a reflection when invited into.
I thought that was cool too.
I thought that was a cool
because he was
little,
startled.
Yes, and In an article, Kiefer Sutherland regrets his Lost Boys hairstyle by Grant Herman's Screen Rant. He goes on to say, what does he say?
Basically, Schumacher had a different vision than he did. And Schumacher wanted him to have like long white hair because that's what he wanted to be a rock star.
And he was in tune with all that whole scene, yes.
But Kiefer Sutherland thought he looked like a wrestler. And he took it upon himself to go out and get a haircut. And he chose to kind of style it off of Billy Idol, which I think is a really cool trivia at the time, because Billy Idol was very iconic in the 80s.
Yes.
He was very iconic to me, and he basically, I think Kiefer thinks it's a terrible mullet that he had in that movie.
Yes.
But I mean, that haircut is iconic to this movie.
Yep.
No mullet, no David. I would not have liked the full long hair. It has to be the spiky haired mullet.
It's hilarious.
Yes.
Now let's talk about the cast. So we have Jason Patrick here, who is Michael in Solar Babies, Sleepers, and Speed 2.
And I have to interject just because it's wild trivia for this, even though it's the cast portion. This is Jackie Gleason's grandson.
That's so crazy. And then, of course, we have Corey
Haim.
Yep, who plays Sam, who is in Lucas, License to Drive.
License to Drive.
Dream a Little Dream, which is a very strange movie. And then Batman and Robin. And then, of course, Diane Wiest. Parenthood.
Oh, she's another one of those iconic 80s moms.
It's so good. We love her and all the stuff that she does. Footloose, Edward Scissorhands, The Scout, The Birdcage, and then Bernard Hughes, who plays Grandpa, who's in
you can't count Grandpa out.
Love him. He's in Tron and Doc Hollywood. Such a good movie.
Doc Hollywood.
I hope we get to Doc Hollywood sometime.
I also.
Sister Act 2, and then we have Edward Herman, who plays Max, the man with one red shoe, Overboard, Big Business, Richie Rich, and he's also, he plays Richard Gilmore in Gilmore Girls.
I always associate him with Overboard for sure.
I've always associated him with Gilmore Girls.
And then you can't ever forget Kiefer Sutherland. He's David. He's in Stand By Me, Young Guns 2, Flatliners, The Three Musketeers, The Cowboy Way, Eye for an Eye, A Time to Kill, Dark City.
And we have Jamie Gertz, who plays Star, 16 Candles, Crossroads, Solar Babies, Less Than Zero.
And the fact that she was in Solar Babies is how she made it into Lost Boys, because Jason Patrick pushed for her to be into this.
That's so crazy. And then we have Corey Feldman, pictured here, who plays Edgar Frog. The Fox and the Hound, Friday the 13th, the final chapter.
Gremlins, the Goonies.
We got a Goonies in this.
There's a Goonie in a lot of our movies, for sure. Friday the 13th, A New Beginning.
Stand By Me, License to Drive.
The Burbs, Dream a Little Dream. Oh, The Burbs is so good. He's a Ninja Turtle. I always forget that he's a Ninja Turtle.
I always forget that too. Meatballs 4 and TMNT 3, and he's in Maverick. And then we have Jameson Newlander, who plays Alan Frog. He's in The Blob. We got Brooke McCarter, Paul, he's in Thrashin', and we have Billy Worth, who plays Dwayne, he's in Body Snatchers.
We have Alex Winter, who plays Marco, he's in Death Wish 3, and of course Bill. This is Bill.
From Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. Yeah.
Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey, and an often forgot one. I always enjoy Freaked. A lot of people don't know it, but that's a wild one.
And we have Chance Michael Corbett, who plays Laddie. He's in Pumpkinhead, and another great movie, The Rocketeers. Some notable songs.
Oh goodness, the soundtrack. The soundtrack to this movie is as important as the cinematic parts of the movie. And it's like, of course, the band INXS is featured in this, and it's kind of how they lured Kiefer Sutherland into it, because he was kind of disinterested until he realized that it had an INXS soundtrack. So we have Good Times performed by INXS. We also have Laying Down the Law performed by INXS. Lost in the Shadows is one of my favorite ones as well, written and performed by Lou Gramm. Such a great song during the motorcycle scene. We have Don't Let the Sun Go Down on Me. We have a little bit of a vampire pun in that one, basically, performed by Roger Daltrey, written by Elton John. We have People Are Strange, which is an iconic song already, but we have a cover of it by Echo and the Bunnymen, of course, written by Jim Morrison. We have Cry Little Sister. That's the star of the show.
It is.
It's the intro. It's featured a couple times throughout the movie. It's such a good song. And the fact that he wrote this without seeing what the movie was about.
It's great.
It's
I
hear
and
that
crazy.
song. Oh my God.
Great
you
and
can't
crazy.
you can't hear that song without thinking of this movie. It's so good. I still believe another iconic one. if people don't know it by name, you have to know the saxophone player.
Oh my god!
You have this man. He is muscly. He is greased up. He's in purple pants, and he is rocking a saxophone.
It's probably the scariest part of the movie.
All his heart. I am not afraid. I am entertained. And man, that guy is up there, and he is just up there living his best 80s life, and God bless him for it.
Oh man.
We also have Walk This Way, performed by Run DMC.
Written by Steven Tyler and Joe Perry.
It's just overall just a fantastic soundtrack. I mean, like this is one of the first times we've actually featured the soundtrack in, with the other media, and it's like, this is, if we're going to feature one, it has to be that one. Yep. And of course, we also have, all the other representation on VHS, DVD, Blu-ray, and 4K. This is one of those occurrences where Carey splurged a little bit, because this is a big one to me. So when I started collecting physical media again, I decided I needed the Lost Boys 4K Steelbook. Well, it had been out of print for a few years, so it's one of those ones where I probably dropped almost $100 on that Steelbook, even though when it came out, it was probably only a $25 or $30 Steelbook. But I'm not going to not have the Lost Boys Steelbook.
Right. All right.
We also... We've got a press kit. It is press kit time.
It is press kit time.
And unfortunately, this is another one of those times where this is one that's going to be in high demand. The Lost Boys is, in addition to being a commercial success, it is a cult classic. Yep. This is something that people, they love this movie, they collect for this movie, and there's not a lot out there to collect. So I was not able to obtain a full press kit for this, so we replicated the folder
as best we could.
This is what it looks like. When we can't obtain it, otherwise, we at least try to make it represented by what it looked like. This is what the original press kit would have looked like, and we did get original photos though, so we do have press kit photos for it. And of course, we have two of the main characters here. We have Michael and Star right at the beginning here. We have Kiefer Sutherland David getting ready to offer the wine bottle to Michael, which of course we find out later it's his blood, and that's what's turning him into a vampire. We have date night here with
date night.
Mom and Max.
Yep.
This is a great photo here, and this is a great shot in the movie. It's once they're all standing up on the hillside next to the tree and they're showing off. You get the realization of what they are. They are vampires, and we have our two brothers here, Sam and Max, and nice little pose looking off into the distance. We have another pair of brothers here, the Frog Brothers. The Coreys weren't teamed up in this, even though in the movie, I mean, they're friends, but the Frog Brothers were a different pairing. And then we also have Preparing for Battle here. We have our holy water garlic tub concoction that we fill our squirt guns up in so that we can battle some vampires, to save the day.
It's fantastic. Some of the most notable scenes, of course, the ones that stuck out to us. Let's go through them.
The intro with Cry Little Sister when it starts, that ominous, subtle music before the singing starts, and they're basically panning over the water line as they go to the wharf scene that is so famously representing the beginning of the movie, and also where our muscly saxophone players performing. Everything takes place. Everybody hangs out there. It's also where the comic book shop is. And that's peppered into the movie over and over. The grandpa scenes, like when Mom introduces the boys to Grandpa, everything he says to those kids it's just amazing, because he is eccentric to say the least.
Yes, very.
And you can tell this is a man that lives by himself, and he's out there living his life. We also have when Michael meets Star, which is during the saxophone player's performance. They kind of catch eyes from the distance, and they, he's curious and he's gonna follow her to where she's going. And
of course, we got when Sam meets the Frog Brothers. Of course, it's such
the comic book shop, and
such a good scene.
They play these weird, monotone, like, they mean business kind of fellows. It's like, well, you better read these comics instead. It might save your life someday.
Not into those kind.
I don't do horror comics.
Horror comics.
Yeah, well, it's important. It might save your life someday, kind of stuff.
Call us when you have a problem.
Call us when you have a problem.
So funny. Oh man! And then the grandpa's taxidermy. What? Like
the taxidermy?
Why is he making so much taxidermy?
And he keeps giving it to Sam.
He like wakes up and there's one sitting there,
and he chucks him in the closet.
And
like
then the next day he wakes up, and then he's like, by the end of the movie, there's like, must have been like at least a half dozen to a dozen.
And they open the sliding doors to the room where he has Grandpa's taxidermy, and they do not like that room. That's for sure.
Oh my gosh! And Grandpa tells him about dating widows. Oh my
God, the widows! He's always talking about a widow he's going out with. And the one time he's getting ready to go on a date with a widow, and he's like frantically trying to figure out. He's like, "You boys have anything that'll pass for aftershave?"
Yes.
And they look around for a second, and the one hand, he's like, "We got Windex, Grandpa." He's like, "That'll do." And he's got to slap on some Windex, and I'm like, I guess this lady's like the ammonia smell, whatever gets, gets Grandpa a date apparently. But I think my favorite dialogue in this is the TV guide.
The TV guide.
Because he's explaining to his two grandchildren about how and when the TV guide gets delivered to the house. And he mentions, he's like, the address label might be peeling. And he's like, don't pull it off.
You're going to be tempted to pull it off.
You'll be tempted
to pull it off.
Because it might rip the cover. And I don't like that.
I don't like that.
To which the kids, when they first got there, they go, he doesn't even have a TV. And then Sam goes, oh, so you do have a TV? And he's like, no, I don't have a TV. I got the TV guide. You don't need a TV. You got the TV guide.
So great. Oh, man,
and then the iconic, you're eating Michael's Michael.
Maggots. You're eating maggots, Michael.
You're eating maggots, Michael. And I mean, I partook as my lower third said earlier. You know what I mean? Like,
I ate the maggots.
Why not? Have some maggots with you.
And Michael drinks the blood from the wine bottle. Hanging from the bridge with the Lost Boys. That scene as a kid, watching that, was the scariest and coolest thing I had ever seen. Because like they drop and they're hanging there, and then he of course does the same thing, and they're just like hanging there, and that train comes over. And I just remember as a kid, my heart is racing.
What's gonna happen?
I'm like, oh my gosh, like, is he gonna like trying to climb up and get like run over from this thing? And then they drop and they disappear in the fog.
And then you're even bigger fear that you have.
I'm like, oh my gosh. And then he falls, of course. And as a kid, I'm like, oh my gosh, so he made it. He wakes up the next morning and he's in his bed. And then as an adult, I watch this and I see this and I'm like, I'm trying to relive this and I'm like, oh, it's not as scary as an adult. But
Josh is more upset about.
But then he falls through and he wakes up. The next scene is him on the bed, and I am enraged, disgusted. Get your dirty feet off your pillow.
Josh is more upset about the shoes on the pillow than he is about like the danger that's
like, oh my gosh, I know how dirty your shoes are, and they are on your pillow. Dude, you got more problems than vampires when your shoes are on your pillow. Oh, it just got me. It got me so hard watching this again as an adult. It's so hilarious.
And then when Sam discovers that his brother is a vampire because Nanook, his dog, he defends him basically, as the brother is basically deciding he's going to feast upon his brother.
Yes.
And Nanook, bites Michael. And Sam gets upset. He's like, "What'd you do to my dog?" He's like, "It's my blood." And he explains what happens. Yep. And then he's like, Sam's upset that he's a vampire, but it goes a different way than you think. He's like, wait till I tell Mom! Like, Mom's going to be able to you shouldn't have turned into a vampire, Michael. You're in big trouble now, mister.
It's so ridiculous. Of course, the dinner with Mom and the boyfriend Max, and the
Frog Brothers come over and give the vampire test.
Yep, all the vampire tests. I love that. When the Lost Boys reveal themselves for the first time to Michael and the feast, it's so great. When they infiltrate the Frog Brothers, kill the...
he kills Bill S. Preston Esquire, because he's like, they go after the little guy.
The littlest one. It's so funny. And then Grandpa catches him carrying Star and Laddie up the stairs. And it's just his tone.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know
he doesn't
the rule?
pay attention to what's happening
Yes,
at
he's
all.
do you know the rule about filling up the car with gas when you take it without asking?
No, Grandpa.
Well, now you do.
And that's it. He
That's
ignores the
it.
fact they're
That is
carrying
it.
lifeless
That is
bodies
it.
up the stairs.
There's a line. There's a little scene before all of that too, when he is walking with one of his grandsons to show him the car, because he's like, they don't know he has a car. Well, they do know he has a car, but they don't know he has that car.
Yes.
And he's like, hey, we're gonna go to town or whatever, and he's like, we're gonna go have a great time. And then they get in the car and they're in there for like, I don't know, like maybe 5 or 6 seconds out of the film, and there's like a little bit of back and forth between them, and then he says, Grandpa gets out and he's like, all right, we're done, and he says, I thought we were going to town. I thought we were gonna have fun.
That's as close to town as I like to get.
It's like that I like to get. Oh my gosh, dying laughing
So
with
good.
that. Oh my gosh,
It's so good.
And then the final fight with the Lost Boys is just great.
You have your prep session,
That whole
just like
prep
you do.
session, yes, the prep session is fantastic.
Holy water, bathtub, garlic.
We saw a couple of pictures of those in the press.
Then you have Nanook knock the vampire
And
into the
it's,
tub because their plan fails, but Nanook comes to the rescue and just barrels them into it.
Yep. The death by taxidermy antlers. Oh my god.
And I mean, again, Grandpa, he's the star right there because he's like,
He did it.
if he didn't have all his taxidermy antlers on the wall, then David wouldn't have gotten killed.
Yep. Bow and arrow electrocution death.
Yeah,
of course,
it's
another
the
one
stereo
is-
system.
Oh my gosh. All right, let's talk about whatever we have over here as a prop.
This is another one of those ones where I tried to seek out, some kind of little tchotchke or promo item from the movie. And aside from your standard vampire teeth that you can get quite inexpensively, I was able to pick up, ones that have a cardboard placard that say the Lost Boys on them.
got a piece of plastic bag.
It's a plastic bag and a cardboard thing that says the Lost Boys. It makes it a $20 version of the same vampire teeth.
How much was one of these?
I mean, these are probably like 50 cents or less. And then, you just have to have the right branding and cardboard sleeve and plastic bag to make it.
But I mean,
to be fair, it is cool. It was a promo item, and I don't think they actually sold it. This is an after,
Yes.
you're paying a reseller from
course.
many years later when it's out of
course.
print. And Carey's just got to have it because he's a goofball.
And then we have some.
We decided to make some stakes just in case we needed to defend ourselves during our show. And I mean, like, what else are you going to use to defend yourself? I don't have a stereo system and a bow and arrow, nor a tub of water we can fit anywhere in here with some
antlers.
or any taxidermied
Oh my
antlers.
gosh,
So
it's
we do what we can do.
It's ridiculous. Of course, Grandpa saves the day. The
one-liner at the end. That's one of the best one-liners. Is
so great.
That's the only thing he doesn't like about it is all the damn
All
vampires.
the damn vampires.
And it's like they don't ever come out and say it, but it just makes you think that Grandpa just knows that there's all those vampires out the whole time.
Whole time.
Not just at the end of the movie. I
Yep.
mean, like even
Yep.
as a kid, you're like, oh man, Grandpa didn't even say nothing
He
about
said
this.
nothing.
He's explaining to you how not to mess his TV guide up, but it's like, you know what? Maybe don't go over here and get killed by vampires.
Yeah, don't go to the wharf because there's vampires there. It's so crazy.
And
oh my gosh.
This was just such a cool movie
Yep.
when we were kids because yet again it was like this is something that was like this made vampires cool.
Made 'em cool,
It wasn't
yeah.
like some old creature or old, Dracula looking character. It was like the young hip
Yep,
dude
yep.
that was the vampire.
And that was one
rock
thing.
star
One thing for me
vampires.
too. This like you said, this made vampires cool. Like you normally see like the old Dracula.
Oh yeah.
And he's
Or
like,
a Nosferatu
yeah,
character.
some older guy who's a vampire, and of course Edward Herrmann played the lead vampire in here, and he's an older guy. But you have all these young like teenagers or just out of high school kids, and they're cool. They were
are cool.
cool.
Yeah.
They were all cool dudes, and I was like, this is awesome.
I feel like it influenced the generation a little bit too because like in my youth I would look up to like my older cousins and their friends and stuff. And I feel like they dressed the same way,
Yeah.
like not necessarily because of the movie, but the movie was just kind of representative of the teen culture of that era, where it's like, I remember going to like carnivals and stuff, and that's how they had their long hair and jackets and stuff like that, and you just like, oh man, these guys are like the Lost Boys, you know what I mean? I'm just this little kid, like, I'm a little wiener kid. You guys are like cool Lost Boy dudes. And
It's so funny. Of course, your favorite character is
it's Grandpa.
Grandpa. He's so great, so great, so great.
Everything he says is just
Everything
like,
he says is amazing.
he's in Grandpa land and nothing else is going on.
I had to stick with, of course, as an adult, Grandpa is my favorite character. But as a kid, I always thought David was he was the character.
He's so chill and everything's
He's so chill, so cool. So chill, just so like to me with it.
Because even when he's like angry, he's like star.
Yeah,
no star.
no star, and that's just good acting, just great acting. And of course, your favorite actor was,
and that's why Kiefer is my favorite actor. Even though I love what Grandpa does, I wish he was peppered into the movie even more than he is. And it's like Kiefer just does such a good job. It was like one of the ones where it's like, wow, this dude really makes vampires cool.
And of course, my favorite actor in the movie, of course, I love Kiefer Sutherland. I knew you were going to pick him, so I picked Bernard Hughes. And I love him in this movie, and I love him in a lot of the other stuff that he does.
He plays the just doesn't give a crap kind of guy.
Yeah, he doesn't. And now let's just, I guess, swipe it over to our sponsor. Sometimes that special someone has moved on to a better place. Romance doesn't last forever. We know that you may not always look youthful, but you may feel youthful. That proverbial youthful blood coursing through your veins. And everyone should have a taste. Join our very active, mature people's intimate relationship experience dating service. I'm one of the matchmakers.
I'm one too.
Finding you a match as quickly as they're swiped away. I'm not only one of the matchmakers, I'm also the president of the very active Mature People's Intimate Relationship Experience Service. And take it from us, we love to taste the town. So join our service, the very active Mature People's Intimate Relationship Experience Service. Till death do us part happens sooner than you think. Wow, that's an interesting way to taste the town.
It sure is. I don't know if anybody noticed that acronym, but I don't think that that's a dating service you should like actually voluntarily sign up for.
I guess some people are doing it.
I'm guessing that's why Grandpa was able to get so many dates. There's always some new widow out there.
Somebody new out there.
That is wild.
It's a wild one.
But it's I'm not going to call that. Even if I am a widow someday, I'm going to go ahead and just keep to myself.
Thank you so much for watching another episode of And Now Our Feature Presentation. We love to make these 80s and 90s throwback scenarios and films, and we love
sharing them with you, and we hope we stir the nostalgia for you just like we do for ourselves.
Until next time, we will see you later.